on that as we do jump into game. Boots early for Lulz, and boots first as well for actually Gunnar. Oh, he's going to sell his boots, I presume. Yeah, he's got the ward in his inventory. In case you haven't seen this yet, lots of tryhards are doing this. I think nouns definitely included there. They're going to, now that you have 30 seconds where you can sell your starting items until you take damage, actually, I believe. A lot of mid laners are using this to rush outside of the base. Excuse me. And be able to get a little bit of an advantage when it comes to planting down your first ward. No one on Beast Coast trying this trick, but we'll ride along here and watch the Morphling do it. He's going to have his courier follow him out, and then eventually he'll drop the boots and micro his courier to sell them back, and buy much more traditional starting items here for the Morphling mid. There they goes. Gets the smoke buff as well, and his courier is going to be able to sell those boots. Te extraño. Means, I miss you. Schofield says, I don't. That's pretty funny. A little bit of banter here early on as Gunnar is going to be able to plant his ward early. And to tip out from Beast Coast, tipping Lelis. I think next game we're going to see Lelis change the end of his name, which he doesn't have, by the way, into Schofield instead. Schofield. Now, though, Beast Coast setting up on the top area of the map. Pretty happy for them to be able to, once again, try and go for a little bit of a cheeky early first blood here. If they do want to go for it, you're probably going to see this Bramble Maze and perhaps even Enchant just to maximize the damage in the first level. It seems like nouns are going to be able to avoid them by simply going for the bottom runes.
The battle begins.
At the horn, though, no one fighting, and it's going to be nouns. You're going to be able to get a pretty comfortable start. I'm really excited to see, as we see Lelis actually block both camps, really excited to see him get off to a pretty good start here. But it is going to be, for now, pretty fun laning setup here. Eager to see, especially with the double block here, especially with nouns letting through the range creep first, how Ector is going to be able to deal with just the sustain, really, that Witch Doctor has in the off lane. Hollis as well, chasing down these couriers. He's going to get at least one of them. Normally, Svens are able to do a lot of work in their lanes by just playing off of this cleave, especially Ector is going to be highly incentivized to take this great cleave early and look to maximize his damage here into the Witch Doctor. But having this much sustain, you know, I'm wondering how effective that kind of playstyle is going to be. He does have himself this Enchantress who will eventually be able to throw pretty disposable creeps at Mu and kind of make his mana usage a bit harder. It's going to be up to Mu here, who's already pushing the wave really heavily under tower. Try and be efficient there with his usage. Mid lane, Gunnar into Dark Mago. Seems like a big U farm, I farm kind of lane where they each try and shove it back and forth. If Mago does end up getting a bit aggressive here, it'll be on the rotations of his supports. But again, the strength of this last pick Morphling is that it's a pretty free Morphling game. Doom aside, as far as the actual active ability, taking this guy down without actually getting... Pardon me, without him actually getting off a strength gain seems highly unlikely. Schofield might be able to try and help them out a little bit here on the Willow by building into something like an urn into the vessel. Even so, that doesn't really feel like such a great item to build into a Slark, right, who just dispels it anyway. Lane getting cut here pretty far back behind the tier 1 tower. Taking a bit of damage, but is able to still sustain pretty easily. He might look for a kill here on a Stinger, but he's going to be able to find himself some cover underneath his own, or behind his tier 1 tower in the trees. I'll go with Scorched Earth, able to be really annoying to Gunnar in the mid lane, but there's first blood. It's actually top lane where they find it. As it seems like between the hoof stomp and connecting onto a bramble maze, they are able to get this silencer. It's his biggest problem in the laning stage, right? He's a really big bully, but much like bullies, you confront them up close and personal, and they end up either punching you in the face and killing you and stealing your intelligence, or simply getting ran down. And it's more of the latter in this kind of a lane here for the silencer. Mid, it seems like... Oh, hold on.
Radiant's courier has
They're
been
still
killed.
continuing to trade up top lane, but eventually Slark hits level 6 in this lane, and he's sitting pretty, but for now, still alive thanks to the magic stick. Couple right clicks, but that last double edge still not enough. Yamsum trying to eat his way through the trees, but will still drop to the enhanced projectile there from the Shadow Realm with Schofield. Husky looking for revenge. Already 2 stolen int for him. Might be able to pick up a 4th stack now as he plants the ward. Does force out at least that Fairy Fire. Husky trying to chase for more, but Schofield doing a good job wasting some time here. Not a lot of mana, only enough here for the Shadow Realm, as there's going to be an Arcane Curse readily available. They also have a TP scroll as Schofield plants his own lane ward down from the cover of the trees. Husky closing the gap. The level 2 Arcane Curse here, so Schofield is going to tick down here unless he makes it home in time. Will he tick in the fountain? No, he just barely lives. He's going to be A-okay. Does have to walk back to lane, though. That's going to be a little bit troublesome. See how Yamsum continues to try and recover in this lane. Yeah, there's the smoke plays you tend to see. But Yamsum's going to need a little bit more help recovering in this lane as we get a quick pause. His laning partner being a silencer is a little bit more difficult here. But auto attack. Oh, his auto attack settings. But because he doesn't have a stun to really interrupt, just the slow really to stop Centaur from running him down. Okay, Sacred now getting aggressive here in this top lane. He's going to be forced back under tower, but the Cursed Crown does keep Yamsum away and preventing him from diving that tier 1 tower.
Not fast enough.
So far, nice early lead here for Beast Coast out from the laning stage. Especially because Gunnar is being kept pretty low on HP here. Especially because Dark Mago has found himself this Ice Armor creep. Allows him to get pretty aggressive here. Really reduces the Morphling's natural advantage of being able to play and trade effectively off of his Morph strength. Agimorph. Top lane. Oh, the magic damage. It's too much here, actually, for Husky. Through those infused raindrops, they will find another kill here. This is slightly troublesome. The stronger this lane gets from Beast Coast, the stronger Sacred and Schofield are able to become in this lane, the more difficult it is actually for them to get experience. You know, Yamsum's going to be constantly bullied, out of reach of the experience. Delays his level 6, which makes this lane even more difficult. So it's important for something to try and break even in this lane. I think the difficulty from Beast Coast this game will be trying to make some action happen and actually convert out of this laning stage, right? With a Doom mid, it's not exactly impossible, but it does feel a little bit awkward trying to actually make that happen for themselves. Just because he's going to likely just still go into a little bit more of a scaling build. As we do hit another pause. Maybe some auto attack settings this time for Lois. Is going to be able to steal the minute 6 rune. This time it's going to be the headset difficulties. Same, brother. Well, this has an Invis rune, though. It does manage to steal that minute 6 rune. Maybe trying to set up onto this bottom lane. Bit difficult, really, onto Hector. He's already got himself the power tread, so fairly tanky here. And again, 3 points in this great cleave. I expect to see him into the jungle rather quickly. Hector, of course, no stranger, right? And not shy away from the fact, does not shy away rather from the fact that he does prefer the heavy farming builds. Schofield once again forced to TP all the way home, but honestly, this lane is just going fine for Beast Coast. Sacred already with a full Vanguard up here, so not really in too much trouble. As down bottom, the Invis rune not really paying off there for Lelis. 3 points now into this Voodoo Restoration. You can really see the kind of effect that it starts to have here. It's a little bit subtle, but does add up, as that's going to be a second stun onto Stinger, the Fissure as well, and Moo is going to get him with the right-click damage here. Already has the Arcane Boots, now the Solar Ring on the way in order to keep himself filled on the mana. That is the biggest problem for this hero here. Schofield was just rotating on through. Back to the mid lane he will go. Might try and set up for a kill here onto Gunnar as soon as he returns. Gunnar, who, by the way, has been forced home due to a shortage of mana. Still going for a very carry-like build on this Morphling, though. First item into the Dragonlance to be able to actually have attack range. Not really something that this hero thrives on. Kind of a necessary item for him. Action bottom, though, as now that Schofield has secured the top lane, he's going to try and get a little bit more aggressive here. Good stuns here onto Ector. Unlucky cast bounces, but the Death Ward is out. The bonus armor, not enough here from Ector. He is going to go down. Singer as well. Doesn't need to get out of range of that Death Ward. His mid lane, Dark Mago, just found it doomed. He literally just walked up and doomed his ass. Didn't get the chance to get off the strength gain at all. Just TP'd in, doomed, and killed. There's the Stampede. That's the top lane here where Yamsum is getting chased down. He's so close to level 6, and I don't think he's going to live to see the day. Oh, just finds it. The creeps battling will be able to live. Gunnar with a tip onto Yamsum. Really ought to tip the creeps there. Now bottom, though, the action continues. Ector does pop the ultimate here, looking for a kill. Cast bouncing around, preventing him from doing too much. Bouncing now back on a Schofield, but there's the stun. God's strength here, but the damage isn't high enough. Not through the sustain of the max Voodoo Restoration. Moo, though, really lacks any more aggressive potential here, but is going to be able to survive through that bout of aggression from beastcoast. Lois, the stun here. Might be killed in return. Good usage of the Fissure. Plenty of mana here to play with thanks to the mana boots of this Witch Doctor. So he's actually be able to give the boot to Sven and sends this Willow packing into the Death Ward. Shadow Realm, though, not nearly enough burst damage, so I'm not able to get the kill there. That's going to be Nouns. Really, with like an exclamation mark here. Good job in that bottom lane. Yamsum, though, continuing to just get relentlessly dove in this top lane. He's finally able to get a little bit more aggressive. Does not have Shadow Dance for 10 more seconds, and he's going to go down to the right-click damage of Schofield. Sacred as well. He's just too tanky here with the Vanguard Husky. He can't kill him. Doesn't have enough ints stolen on to get him. And will get him from beyond the grave at the very least, as he does manage to hide around the trees, but will eventually go down. Lelis and Moo, though, still on the hunt in this bottom lane, as it's Stinger, who's left all by himself to just try and delay this push. Some fancy footwork there around the trees. Does seem a little bit longer here. Stun into the Voodoo Switcheroo, or sorry, the Voodoo Restoration, and an easy kill there as Moo just walks him down. Dark Mago is going to have this Doom up again, so it's up to beastcoast to make an aggressive move here, and they can't look to make one relatively soon.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant are scanning.
Doom, Bottle DD rune here is ready. More than likely going to end up seeing this as a counter rotation, so I do think Nouns need to be a little bit careful with how aggressive they're pushing in this bottom lane in terms of being able to effectively not get counter-initiated with the Doom. Hello, Alvaro. Can the stream hear you as well?
Yeah, the stream can hear me as well.
Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. There's an issue in the setup.
That's okay.
It's all solved now. As Stinger's being hunted down in the bottom lane, Lelis is waiting for this TP. Does not get the stun out, though. And Mago will just be able to run him down with double damage, kill off Lelis. Like, thank you for delivering this free kill for me. However, Yamsum, the top lane, starting to do the same thing here with Schofield. Schofield goes to Shadow Realm. He'll be safe for now. And Sacred positions himself aggressively to make sure they can't make another kill.
All right. Story of this game, for those of you just joining us, perhaps you're just tuning into this game after the laning stage ends, or maybe your microphone disintegrated in your very hand. You were unable to pay attention to the game. Is beastcoast so far doing very well in these lanes. Moo coming out with a nice level advantage here, is able to out-sustain Ector, who of course went for max Great Cleave, which of course is out-sustained and even out-damaged by this Witch Doctor in the early game. But it was actually the mid lane Doom of Dark Mago, who was able to really keep Gunnar at bay. We see another Doom, by the way, onto Gunnar. This time, though, he does get the strength gain off. First Doom was effective at killing him, surprisingly, actually. It was just a solo kill, just straight up doomed him. And but for now, Dark Mago still popping off very effectively.
Radiant's bottom
Found a good
tower
creep
is
early
under
on this
attack.
Ice Armor creep, and now has his Hand of Midas, Max Devour, and almost has his Blink Dagger all ready to go. That's going to be a big activation item time in here for Dark Mago in order for him to actually get a little bit more involved in these team fights. It's actually a phenomenal counter to someone like the Witch Doctor in the offlane role.
On top lane, Sacred once again, they're going up for him. Yamsun wanted to get the kill, so did Husky, but instead they had to assist. The Schofield was lurking nearby. Now Schofield will show, not only does he lurk, he also kills. Getting rid of Husky, and Yamsun, with his level 6, will be able to heal back up, but not in the face of Schofield, as a Stinger steals the bounty in the face of Urshick.
The really big difficulty for Yamsum in this lane was just simply the Silencer getting caught once, and then from there, as soon as like this Vanguard came out,
Radiant's
Sacred
bottom tower
and
is under
Schofield
attack.
were just all over Silencer, and Yamsum had nothing to protect him. Gunnar
Come
just...
on, sprites.
Okay, he's got a stick. Okay, that's why. I was like, Gunnar, you okay? Yes.
That beat though, up top. Also to help Stinger perhaps, is also to kill Lelis, but up top is the kill onto Yamsum, potentially it's just Schofield going. Bottom lane, Dark Mago will commit to the Lelis kill, and not
Can't
getting
get
it. Realize that move's a little bit too dangerous. There's offlane Witch Doctor. Oh, he avoided the cast of Illusion. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yep.
Radiant's
stuff.
middle tower is
Yeah, it's the
under
same-
attack.
Impressive.
Radiant's
Nicely
top
done. That could have really
is now
backfired on
fortified.
him, of course, if he casted that a little bit too early and then just got
Yes,
premised
it's
him.
a super dangerous play.
Yeah, but you know, high risk, high reward, man. Does that sound like
Radiant's
Beast Coast or
middle
what?
tower has fallen.
Yeah, honestly, that sounds like Dark Mago, honestly, not even Beast Coast.
That's true. Well, he's Beast Coast now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Smoke play, though.
He's the essence of Beast Coast.
You have a very powerful double blink timing here, by the way. I mean, Dark Mago's had his a while, but Sacred has his. He's going to reveal it and say hello to Gunnar.
Terrorize, which will put Gunnar in a position. Global Silence, though, might help him out. Might save him, actually, because there's no impetus damage here from a Stinger, so there's no added damage. And Lelis was a magnificent fissure. Will save his team out.
Yep.
That's Moo. He also joins the team to do not much, but say hi.
Gunnar was able to at least get off the strength gain there, notably, and will live. Does force at least the global silence. So Beast Coast now are playing with a Doom, and without a global, yeah. Oh, I thought he was going to drop it there.
Well, he does have Doom, but there's not much point in using it against a Witch Doctor. Oh, now he's going to realize he
Now
should have
he's
used it
gonna die.
earlier, because Death Ward is going to cancel him. That Mago dies, sure, in exchange for Moo, but Moo got a lot more than he wanted there.
Yeah, that's definitely a big win there, actually, for Nouns. Gunnar has TP down here. Yeah, okay, and it's going to be safe for him to farm, as everyone else is going to leave and move to the other side of the map. Nouns, in anticipation of this, though, they're going to redirect this smoke, which they just popped in the mid lane. Maybe trying to get into this enemy triangle. They know there's probably a Sven here. Very classic Ector lineup, right? The team goes bottom, you go top, try and find the Sven. Can they catch him? Looks like a yes.
Still has a fair amount of help here. In fact, the Stampede might just save his life, as now Ictor is thinking of fighting back here. Realize that's not the play. Yamsun does die in the backlines, though. Stinger's joining in. He has a chance to get rid of the double damage, plus slow down Husky, allow them to get a second kill in this fight. Even Endless tries to delay the inevitable. It is inevitable after all.
Oh no, Ector run through the nature's attendants. Okay, whew. That was really close. He actually
last
almost
word.
let himself tick down the last word because he was like, oh boy, it's about to be 15 minutes. I can farm more camps. Keeps at respawn. Oh, they actually had to ping him to slow him down. Bold move out there from Nouns, especially considering the start that Yamsum had. The Warcry, you know, just giving you that bonus armor, really helping him live through there. As, man, they just hate Stinger.
Yeah, the Stinger is okay with tanking this damage as long as Sacred doesn't die. However, Sacred's also put in a pickle with a Maledic. He's the help from Schofield, but a little bit too late. Maledic or damage from Yamsun will kill him. And Husky even sees an opportunity to go for Schofield. However, too many heroes nearby. Better not
Dire's
to risk
middle
it.
tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
Gunnar, in the meantime, has just been relegated to farming duty. He actually got demolished. I mean, he's sitting down there with Yamsum, so it's good that Nouns are able to defend their jungle and defend Beast Coast from running them over out of the laning stage here. Off the back of the strength of this Witch Doctor, I have to say, once again, Lelis has really impressed me with the way he's been playing this game so far. He's almost already farmed with the Blink Dagger, honestly, and he only has 17 last hits, right? So it's not like he's been necessarily just, you know, farming too much. Just mostly he's been getting some good assists in, getting bounty runes, securing space for his team. As they now are going to move to continue to try and defend the jungle. Yamsum taking some slightly dangerous farm here, considering the presence of the ward. But it will be de-warded here by Schofield anyway. It's a tricky part against playing against the Slark, because he always knows when you got vision on him, and there he goes. Yamsum's like, yep, they see me here too, guys. Don't think it's worth it for Beast Coast to try and defend this ward. I think they have to let this go. This is a little bit too risky. They've played off such a great early game. I wouldn't want to see them lose it just to defend a ward like this. This is just a kill on a support. Nothing too big.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's
more
more
intelligence, though.
Yeah, but you know, you were talking about how this is how you want to draft, you know, these scaling builds against Beast Coast. Well, it's third stack of permanent agi. That's what, 6 stolen? No, sorry, make that only 4 stolen ends for Husky, and you lose the ward. Like it just wasn't really worth it there, unfortunately for Schofield. Space created, but you do have to be careful eventually what you're trading, right? The opportunity cost for space. What does it cost?
Yeah, for sure. In this case, because of the Slark and because of Science, so I think it's much more punished. And since Schofield's an intelligence hero, ranged hero, I thought he was not going to make these many plays. You know, his playstyle was going to be a little bit calmed down, but apparently that still has not happened for him. He's still in the same mode of I am melee, or I appear melee even if I'm not melee.
Radiant are scanning.
And that is something that I know Beastcoast has been working on for a while, trying to get Schofield to maybe play some more defensive hero sometimes, right? With the Willow, with the Rubik's, you know, the Snapfires, not play as aggressively, but not the case for this game.
Sacred has not really made any significant moves since he dominated the top lane. I'd like to see Beast Coast try and connect and play a little bit more on the strength of this Centaur. They are about to finish BKB on Dark Mago, so I presume this is going to be their go time on this kind of a hero. It's actually Nouns who are going to be able to set the tempo here as they do smoke. They're going to be too late now to catch Dark Mago as he TPs away. And now they've got a very powerful double BKB timing as Hector has just finished his. I really prefer this style of Beast Coast compared to the Beast Coast they showed us in Game 1. I think this is a draft with, yes, a little bit unorthodox with basically 2 offlaners, but you have shut down the enemy mid Morphling, and you're playing together on your timings, right? This double BKB, this double blink, it's going to be pretty big now for Nouns to try and fight into. It's important for them to try and survive through this.
Will
they doom him this time?
Here. This time they should doom him, but do they want to go on him? Okay, Stampede indicates yes. And Moo is not going to doom the second time, and it's not going to work for the Mao. We'll see. Yep, it is. Moo's already dead. Sacred also catches the Slark. This is a great doom target. They hit him with Terrors as well. But and this time they will use it to ensure the carry kill as Hector reaches the team fight last, and we'll get nothing out of it because he just wants it down.
And then the thing that's really hard to swallow for Nouns is that they ended up getting this Slark into Centaur and still losing the lane. You have this Morphling into, into a lineup where, in theory, only the Doom is scary in terms of actually killing you until it's like 60 minutes in, and then Hector goes, mega mode, defending his base and prevents you from even touching the Ancients. And still, because you got crushed so hard in the lanes, the amount of gold that this Doom has racked up, the amount of farm and the items that Sacred has farmed, who is still richer than anyone in the game. By the way, the richest core right now for Nouns is this Witch Doctor, right? It's just difficult. Like, they need to kind of understand that even though in theory you win these fights, you're just not in a position in this game where the theory is going to come, into practice, right?
Yeah, exactly. They can't capitalize on this just yet.
So they need to still go a little bit more recovery mode. This is the second time I've seen Nouns make this error, because they did try and smoke into the triangle earlier to catch Hector, and then Hector just fought them because Yamsum just wasn't that scary.
Exactly. They haven't hit a single time in the goal for Roche, which is also a very scary play. I mean, there's no Terrorize.
There's no Terrorize.
There's just Blink Hoof Stomp, honestly, which might just do the trick here.
Maybe.
They have scanned them though, so they know there's someone nearby. The Roche thinking is also super slow.
No Blink Echo either here.
No Blink Echo, but there's no Doom, there's no God Strength either. Stinger's already committed suicide.
Yeah.
Good job, Stinger. He's done his job. He's scouted, I guess. And now, with a stomp, they actually catch Yems in a difficult position. And Sven starts hitting without God Strength, though. Still enough
damage to
Yemson. As Moo, his healing is not enough. Now he's trying to run away. Terrorize is being charged up. Hector, his BKB just ended. Another strike, full strength.
They want to fight him?
That long. I don't think they do. They want to retreat now. It's one of their carry.
Yeah, and
However,
Hector, he's got God Strength. I was going to say, maybe they want to look for Roche, but they're respecting the timings here as Nouns actually do smoke back up.
This is again.
The sustain it's good from Nouns, but the damage is lacking. I'm surprised they try and chase uphill there. I like this team fight a lot more in the river sort of area, in this basin. There's Terrorize yet again. Global.
Okay, there's the global silence here. Will prevent the initiation somewhat. There's no BKB on Hector, and they can punish him. He couldn't even get God Strength off. That Malo finally has the Doom off cooldown, but it's a little bit too late. Can't save his teammate now without Hector. Beast Coast will retreat. They were the ones who didn't respect the timings this time.
That's true. They didn't respect Paralyzing Cask, honestly. Best spell to use in the Roche pit. No, I'm serious. He was perma-stunned. His ass got global silence. He couldn't turn red. He decided to try and
blinked
Roche.
in without BKB. Enough said. There's nothing. He shouldn't be the one blinking it ever. As a Sven without BKB, out of the question.
Look, I
out
agree,
of the question.
right?
It could have been paralyzing cask. It could have been magic missile. I don't care, mate. You don't do that.
Paralyzing cask, perma-stun, no chance to fight, deleted. Witch Doctor, the best offlaner in the game. You heard it here first. Moo playing a phenomenal game. This early game really came down to him performing and making sure he can play off the strengths of this hero. Very unorthodox hero. But of course, Moo has always specialized in kind of the early domination kind of offlaners, and he's doing a really phenomenal job this time around. He's bought a lot of time and space. Nouns, they got what they came for, right? They get the objective, the bonus gold. Gunnar now able to farm safely for this next 4 minutes with his Aegis. That'll get him towards his Eye of Scotty. I think Yamsum's going to be able to breathe a bit easier as well with this Aegis. Even though it's not on him, it does free him up to take a little bit more farm as well, given that Beast Ghosts are not likely to look for some really big fights. They will try and kill Yamsum, but they're going to miss on the War Stomp there, so they're unable to find it too. That was really close, though. I have to commend Dark Mago for trying just a little bit off.
Yeah, that's fine. These kind of tries are okay, because you're not overcommitting to them, right? So you might as well try. And Yamsun is also a very weak hero right now. However, the scaling for Nouns is really insane this game, so I don't know. There's not much time. I mean, 23 minutes in, and you still have plenty of time, right? But there isn't... You can't sleep on your laurels this game. It's easy for the guys in Nouns just to take over the game.
Yep.
As we're seeing as they kill Stinger. As a 4-step, though. Should be able to go to the low ground. And with a Stampede committed, they save them. Do they want to counter-initiate this? Doesn't seem like it.
No. They need Ector in position to follow up there on what would have been a really good terrorize. Problem is, Moo is just giving way too much to stay, and he's had the Locket now. He's got the Guardian Greaves buff. Okay, that's terrorize Schofield, I guess. She's fine. He'll live. He gets out of trouble. Well, it does have a fissure and a blink.
I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's dead to the first tick.
Yeah, Maledict, goodbye. Moo still has a Death Ward and the Voodoo Switcheroo, so no way he's dying here.
Yeah. And the Holy Locket. It's basically a full heal for him right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, this passivity now by Beast Coast is giving Nouns another chance to just farm on their cores. We almost got Scotty. We have Scotty on Gunner now.
I would hesitate to call it, passivity, because I think it's more of a hard-fought moment of... They earned it for Nouns, right? They took a really risky fight into Roche. Yes, Beast Coast did play into their hand a little bit there with that final lick-in by Hector, but the fact that Nouns were bold enough to make that call to secure the Aegis, I mean, it's hard for me to really blame Beast Coast for that outside of, the mistakes made in that team fight. I think for now they're doing the next best thing, which is to be farming up a couple more items. Hector has actually gone for the Mage Slayer as well, so he's a bit tanky to this match damage, and they're trying to remove Aegis now from Gunner.
Yeah. And instead they go for the Witch Doctor, who's tankier, but maybe more valuable because he offers a lot of healing. Voodoo Switcheroo, though, will give him a respite for now. As they also start to same with a Fissure, they're just not dealing enough damage. Moo's taking through this whole thing, and Schofield's dying in the backlines right now. They did force the Shadow Dance at least from the start, and they stunned Lelis, but Moo is back to full HP.
You know what it is? It's this 15 talent, right? He's got 300 health. He jumps into Voodoo Switcheroo and he heals the entire time in that 3-second duration, which for him is basically, I can't even do the math now, 50 basically by 30% by 3. It's too much to win. They just can't kill him. Guardian Greaves ready to go again here. This is a dangerous push now from Nouns, especially as they force everyone from everyone but Hector back to try and defend. Hector, though, cannot come back and defend this. He doesn't have God's Strength, doesn't have BKB. These guys need to be careful that they don't lose too many heroes here, that they don't hemorrhage too bad on this push. You just kind of have to let this one go. Just deny the tier 3.
I mean, at least. Yeah, spray. Even though they're literally sieging your racks right now. The team fight can still be orchestrated. It's still a solid team fight with Doom. They just need an actual avenue to initiate, and Gunner needs to lose his Aegis, of course.
It's hard. Aegis is up for 45 more seconds. This Shaker's sitting back as well with Shard. It makes his initiation much easier.
Shivas does reduce Gunner's healing a little bit, but he's going to overcommit here. Doesn't really care. Yeah, I mean, even if he dies, he still has Aegis to cover him, and Lelis as well, and Moo, of course. Gunner's still alive, and he has one objective, man. He is hitting these racks. No matter what happens around him. Oh no, he got terrorized. The fear put in his body. Now Gunner can no longer hit his precious racks. Yamsu has to commit the Shadow Dance just to take him down. As Moo stays behind. Voodoo Switcheroo this time has already been used. And they'll be able to secure this kill. Why would they doom him?
Why did they doom him?
Why would they doom him?
I have no idea why they doomed him. They saw it. They have a ward down. They saw everyone run away. They doomed him on like 200 HP. He already used Voodoo Switcheroo. What?
I'm not really sure. I was thinking the same thing. He already used Voodoo Switcheroo. What is happening exactly?
I don't even know, man. Derek Mago using the Doom there. Sure. Okay. Whatever. You get him off of your high ground. Message
Bro,
sent.
100 seconds, you can't make a move while Moo's dead. This kill doesn't mean that much now because the Doom is offline.
Radiant are scanning.
You're right.
I don't know. I think that's a huge one.
You know what he did is what's Doom backwards?
Mood?
Remove the D. What do you have?
Moo.
Exactly.
Okay, that was terrible. I thought you were gonna say mood, like using a bad one.
I don't know.
Watch
Man.
the mood
Look,
exist.
I don't know. It's just a completely unnecessary play. And now Dark Mago, I mean, look, you're completely right.
This is the shame farm, dude. This is when you like shut off your brain and you go to any lane to just keep creeps. Guys, I'm just hitting creeps. Don't mind me. I'm just hitting creeps.
Look,
I didn't mean to do. I'm sorry. I want to hit creeps.
Don't worry, guys. I'm pushing the wave. I'm pushing the wave.
I'm pushing the line. Yeah.
Extra 30 seconds. I'm gonna have Doom Zone. Guys, it's fine.
You know, always says this is good. It's just lane shot. They want TI. They want TI,
They're not
guys.
gonna fight. They're not gonna fight us for another 50 seconds at least. I mean, come on. Oh, they're hitting the tier 1. Do I have Doom? No.
Hector? No, they don't have Doom. And there's no fighting Hector. They're just gonna die in this right. BKB's too late. He's dying to the death ward. Hector's gone. And let's him move because of the death ward. Gunner turned into Sven to get a Stormhammer. They now manage to control Schofield with the fissure. What is happening?
I've not like.
beastcoast needs to take a very deep breath.
I think it's just like they enjoy taking fights
Radiant's top tower
into,
has fallen.
you know, like they're
Unfavorable positions.
They're like Beast Coast, don't do it. You don't have Doom. They have a Sentry Ward down. They don't care about your Shadow Blade. You keep blinking into these fights without BK being first on Sven. They have all of their spells, including Echo Slam and BKBs. And Beast just goes, I like those odds, and then they just run in and die. I don't know. It's the double-edged sword, right? It's their biggest strength and also their biggest weakness is that as a team they're not afraid to die, and a lot of times that gets them into fights that they have no rights winning, but sometimes they just, I don't know, do that.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that they win some fights off this kind of crazy behavior, but I feel like there's been an issue with even the old Beast Coast and now the new Beast Coast as well, where they don't value their own resources very often and still take a fight, and I think that's insane. I can't believe that's still a problem that Beast Coast is facing after 3 years of this. I mean, the core still being together, right?
Dire's
I don't know.
bottom tower is under
Not
attack.
a fan of that still happening. Okay, this attempt against Moose should be better. They have the resources this time. However, the Fisher blocks him. Sacred could be in trouble. The Voodoo Switcheroo Moo might just not be the target to go on,
The
guys.
Fissure is too good.
The Fissure's amazing, and Sacred, he's in the trees, but he's been pounced twice. This poor cow will be beat by the fish near the river.
Yes, he is. Slark got the best carvings off of him as well, and is now up to his 5th permanent Agisac. He has some
marble steak there.
Indeed, he got the filet mignon. He got the T-bone. I don't know. You're the steak guy more than I am. The best,
yeah, that's a tight one. That's a nice one.
the tight one. The best cuts there for Yamsum, who is well on his way to being fully recovered here. His hand to Midas, I was kind of questioning it. I didn't really bring it up in time, but I was a little bit concerned that this was just going to be a Midas into lose game scenario. But Nouns have been able to utilize the bonus attack speed very well. The space that they've been making, I have to say, behind the back of Moo. He's been so excellent this entire game. Level 18 already. Global Silence as well, doing a great job, allowing him to actually get some pretty good death wards off, man. This ability low-key kicks ass when you're actually able to use it well in these fights, when you're actually tanky enough to sustain through his Sven trying to hit you, and they can't stun you because your Sven jumps in without using BKB, and then is silenced.
If they win this with the offlane Witch Doctor, the one strategy that will win in this tournament is the offlane Witch Doctor.
You're right.
It's all their won games will be offlane Witch Doctor. I need to try it in my pubs. I'm kind of curious.
Dude, it's fun. It's fun. I think the other playstyle you can. I've never done offlane Witch Doctor, but I have done mid Witch Doctor once.
Yeah, but that one's obvious to me. I understand how that works. I think the offlane is a very interesting playstyle, though.
I think a strength of this would be to play it with a Chen as well. And then you do have that alternate playstyle where the Death Ward actually, especially with Voodoo Switcheroo, is actually extremely significant. Just remember,
because of penitence. Yeah.
yes, because of penitence, because it fully works on Death Ward. Just do remember that you can set a hotkey for your Death Ward, and that you can manually select whichever target you want. A lot of people don't know that about Death Ward; they just kind of pray as soon as they start channeling that ability. But
That's how I do it.
It is fully controllable, and you should definitely do that, especially when you do that. Stinger, please stop.
I'm wondering is now we'll get Beast Coast. Like now they're gonna like turn it to 1000% and just win.
That's Beast Coast.
Your Discord.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It's just a thing they do so that the coach can see the draft.
Oh, okay.
Just so everyone knows, because I don't want people to assume the worst. Players all join a secure Discord server where they're all vetted. They turn on their webcams there, and that's how, of course, we're capturing their screens now, as you can see him in your bottom left there, of course. Yeah. But for some teams that don't have their coaches in the bootcamp with them, as I believe Beast Coast don't, what they do is they stream their screen so that they can see the draft live, of course. And then, of course, they kick the coach from the server after the... they don't kick him from the server. They remove
the coaches in their case.
Yeah, because you're allowed to have 6 people, I believe, by the rules.
Oh, right, so there's only one single coach, which is Reikil for this team. Balki is the extra coach.
So I believe you only get 6. Don't quote me on that. I'm just a dumb caster, right? I'm not the head admin of this tournament.
I think you're right. Otherwise, Liquid would have an advantage because they have, what, 15 coaches now? I think.
All right. I can't believe they're still copping strays years later for that. What, are you going to bring up Alliance next?
No, they're not copies. I just think it's funny that they have like their coaching staff. It's gonna be bigger than their teams.
Yeah, well, do you think it's funny they win games?
No, I think they're a great team. Anyway, Doom for the move. This Doom makes sense as well, which is interesting. No, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh!
However, with the Echo Slam, Lelis might just turn this around. Hector's been disintegrated. Sacred is walking in the opposite direction. Sacred, that's not where your base is. We're just trying to create some space for his teammates to run away from Gunner and Yamsung, but Sacred has absconded his life. Goodbye, Sacred. With a poor Willow choosing to do the same. Oh, living is so hard. Only Mago gets away. Full HP as well. Doesn't feel good for a Doom to be in that position. Hector ceased to exist.
Indeed, yeah. Unfortunately, he did end up scanned there because he just kind of abandons it with... I don't know, he just ran the other way. Dark Mago will get out, but not a lot he's going to be able to do without the Doom, especially against this Roche take. And even though they take down the Witch Doctor, it's very much reminiscent of the old days here, where you would take down the Timber Saw, the very tanky Timber, and then the rest of the team goes, all right, now what do you got for the rest of us there? Lawless with an amazing Echo Slam there. He's in to just absolutely punish Hector. I don't think he got his BKB off again in that fight, just not respecting the Shaper. No respect here for Lelis.
No.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I mean, he needs to use that BKB with utmost efficiency because 6 seconds are not enough. It's right. I understand his point as to why it's taking so long. But it's just very difficult because you have no save to help him out. There's the hope stomp. Gunner is going to try to kill Sacred. Sacred has enough tank for now. Gunner, I mean, this is just the Aegis for Gunner, and Hector actually activates the God Strength to fight this.
Dodge on the...
Once again, the resources a little mistimed here, but since Doom is going to take so... No, Doom actually available in 9 seconds, so now the next fight, you don't have God Strength, but you do have Doom and Stampede.
Yeah, and guess what? Looking at the other side of the river, right, or at the side of the HUD, you were going to have Echo back in 23. Global Silence is coming off cooldown very shortly, and everything from Moo is good to go. Of course, Moo has Bob back, so it does make him being, you know, the front liner a bit more difficult, but I think that's the beauty of this offlane Witch Doctor, is that this is about the transition point where you go, all right, guys, I hope you're farmed enough now because I'm a Witch Doctor.
Yep. He's a Witch Doctor, all right. Mago, though, he wants to turn him into a Silence Witch Doctor, but Glimmer Cape saves him, even though that's a really good Cursed Crown, and that Doom will just be avoided right now. That Mago's forced back to the high ground. Nobody's dying on Nouns. That's another resource used, and now you only have Stampede left. God Strength coming back in 30 seconds, however, but now it's 30 seconds to push.
But guess what, Albert? You're going to have God Strength in 30 seconds. You know what you're not going to have? Doom. And maybe a
There's the Echo Slam that catches two magnanimous cores that get killed immediately as Yamsung goes forward for the support. Sven can even join the fight because they have God Strength. The GG is called by Beast Coast. Nouns will take it. Nouns will take it.
Nouns do indeed take the win here.
Victory.
beastcoast very magnanimous in their use of the ultis, kind of just giving without really thinking, unfortunately for them. And it'll cost them dearly, man. You just have to make these ultis count against these very high regeneration kind of lineups. It's Nouns who